And may I present His Excellency, Esquire, the one and only, Emperor, Imprimatur, the father of fathers of kids. Ridwan Ibrahim Asante, good morning, bro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Where's my script?
So what have I been made minister of?
Oh, I think you can serve. I'll give you. When we carry the kids, from their homes to the field, the transition, you'll be updating them and sort of. What's the word? The word is Ekuskula, they have to...
the assembly.
No, not the assembly. The process of orientation.
Orientation.
Yeah, so you'll be head of orientation and integration. Minister for orientation and integration.
Only in Ridwan Asante's cabinet. Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
In the month of the Ghana month, I failed to do something. My kids, I was trying to let them speak Twi, and they still can't speak Twi.
Oh.
And it's a pity, So I'm pleading, what's them, the Lion and the Geek Squad? Can we do, a Twi cartoon voiceover? Like Tom and Jerry in Twi. Because they're watching PJ Masks, and the list of cartoons, animations, and everything is in English.
That's actually a very good idea.
So my daughter comes home and she's like, I went to the beach and I didn't see a whale. Hey, a whale in Ghana, my friend. I was like,
let's be serious.
Let's be serious. They are talking about Cancun's and
No, Charlie. Let's be serious.
Let's be serious. Because
we have to talk about Agini.
And so let's do animations with Twi narrations, even Ghana narrations, and let's have Tom and Jerry, and that would be cool. But I'm recommending a movie for all the kids, Incredibles 2. If you're a parent and you don't have, you can just send me a message. I can get to. It's a nice movie to watch.
Before we begin, let me say a happy birthday to Mrs. Pearl Namfuri of the Bank of Ghana. She's Philip Namfuri of Joy Business's mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why Philip uses fresh news every time.
Yes. Hey, for Philip, you know that he's well fed and watered, like anyone said this morning.
And spooned.
It's also your birthday, Mrs. Shirley Boabing of the Dansoman Polyclinic Eye Department. A happy birthday filled with love for Mr. Isaac Boabing and the children, Pakwesi Kukwa and Irajwa, to your dear darling wife and mummy. And if you're Mankwa Tamaklo of Adum, is celebrating her birthday today.
Oh,
as well.
That's nice. My brother is celebrating his birthday today, Suleiman Asante. He's doing well. I hope you enjoy the day. My mom said she was supposed to drop the load on April 1. But she was afraid because, in the time, April of age, so, oh my.
Oh, there are lots of amazing people born on April 1.
That's her essentially. Let's give it to her.
It's a wrong
but hey, let's enter into the Joy Sports Center. And you can say whatever you want to say, about Arsenal. The details coming to you.
Yes, but before we get to the news about Arsenal, Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Welcome to the new world. Standard Chartered Bank here for good. FPAC blows your pain away. And Multi-TV just thrills. Wake up to a good morning because there's so much more. There's so much to look forward to only on MTN. Your mornings are brighter because we're giving you 400 megabytes and 30 minutes of free on-net calls at just one Ghana city from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Just imagine all the amazing things you can do online and all those long gists you can have with your friends and family every morning. My guy, just dial *138# and you are sorted. MTN Kokoko. We day for you everywhere you go. Now, opportunities may come and go, but as for this one, you have to grab it with both hands and feet because it represents a once-in-a-lifetime dream. Simply download the SC mobile app from the Play Store or App Store and do your banking business from the comfort of your home. Open a new bank account, transfer funds to your friends and family, request for your Standard Chartered Visa debit card, and have it delivered to you. Then you can have some more fun spending and stand the chance of going to Anfield to stand red with Liverpool FC before the end of the season. And remember, Standard Chartered is the proud sponsor of Liverpool FC. You will never walk alone. Standard Chartered, here for good. Terms and conditions apply.
And last night belonged to Arsenal. They scored, either side of first half to beat Newcastle 2-0 last night and also moved into third place in the Premier League ahead of Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League places.
Take this Arsenal corner. It's through and it's in. Newcastle protests. Aaron Ramsey was the one to finish it off. It's not going to count though. Ruled out by Anthony Taylor. Nduzi, licked by Ramsey for Lacazette. It's come to Ramsey. That one will count. The captain steps up for Arsenal to break the deadlock on the half-hour mark. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. And by Aubameyang, Lacazette! And that should take care of that. The main two combined for Arsenal. Alex Lacazette with his second. That should be enough to send Arsenal third.
You know, so Arsenal in pole now to secure that Champions League spot unless they bottle it up, but it doesn't look like. You know, let's hear from the Arsenal player. One of them talking about the prospect of playing in the Champions League for next season. Let's now hear from Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
It's every team's dream to play Champions League football. It's the best European league in the world, you know what I mean? So to play against all of the big teams would be fantastic, you know? You get to test yourself fully. And that's what we wanted to do. That's one step further and to succeed it.
You know, so defeat for Newcastle leaves them in 14th place in the table with 35 points. That's 7 points above the relegation zone. Manager Rafa Benitez says they probably need another 5 points from their remaining 6 games to be sure of their Premier League survival.
I was thinking before that 38, but maybe just in case 40, I think that is the figure. So we will see. Hopefully will be less, but we have to win at least the next game and see where we are in the table.
You heard that's manager for Newcastle. I'm talking about Rafa Benitez. Now away from European football, and Black Stars midfielder Kudus Asamoah is having his loyalty to the national team questioned. The Inter Milan ace left Ghana's camp last week for treatment on his knee in Barcelona, Spain, and so missed the friendly against Mauritania at Accra Sports Stadium. Now 3 days before that, he was not fielded in the AFCON qualifier against Kenya. On Sunday in the Serie A, Asamoah put up a man of the match performance for Inter in the 1-0 defeat to Lazio in that league game. Kudus Asamoah has been accused of cherry-picking which matches to play. Jerome Autry is editor of the Asante Kotoko Express newspaper, and he fears this development can cripple the national team.
We seem not to be serious with the management of the Black Stars, and it will get to a point where if we are not careful, some players will decide when we have to use them. And that's what we are doing. Look, I cannot understand why we cannot be bold and use players we want to use. Here is a situation where players rather tell us when they want to play, even when they have been invited for the national team. I mean, miracles do happen, but this is not a miracle. We know very well that some of the players calm down, they are not willing to play, excuses will be given, they go back to their clubs, and you see them in action. I do not think it augurs well for our national team. And this is the time we have to put our feet down and do the right thing. I think we are pampering what, in my opinion, doesn't serve the interest of the national team. And we have done this thing over time. This is not the first time we are doing this, or this is not the first time we are having a player giving us an excuse that he is not well. This excuse will be authenticated by the team. The next day, he's on the flight back to his club, and you see him in action. We are not doing the national team any good service with that attitude. And it is time we told the authorities in charge that we are not helping the nation with that attitude. We all know it is not the best, yet we are doing it.
You know, we expect head coach Kwesi Appiah to finally take a decision on the matter. Is Kudus Asamoah committed to the Black Stars or not in the coming days? We'll get to know as the major European leagues wrap up. We'll be knowing our squad or preliminary squad for the Africa Cup of Nations this June in Egypt. Now, moving on, still on local football, and chairman of the Normalization Committee, Dr. Kofi Amoah, has expressed delight after a successful match day 1 of the special competition. The novelty league is to keep club busy and also select representatives for the 2019-2020 CAF Interclubs competitions. Dr. Amoah, who was at Accra Sports Stadium to watch Hearts of Oak versus Dreams FC, liked what he saw.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see the crowd. I wish there were more people here, but this is the beginning. Let me say this. We thank government for coming to the aid for the resurrection of Ghana football. We all know where we used to be, the top of Africa, and where we are today. Now, this is the beginning stage of getting our clubs actively compete. And then the players will be also showing what they can do. And I think if the fans, we really need the fans to come, the fans to start to come, and the media people, we also thank the GTV for being our partner to spread the game across the length and breadth of Ghana. But I'm excited, and I thank all the clubs, their chief executives, their owners, their players for accepting the invitation of the Normalization Committee to start playing football again.
So it's good to see players now working and will get paid, finally. And so there's work done, and then you get remuneration as well. So the competition enters week 2. That's tomorrow in midweek. The top liner will be in Takwa when Mediama hosts Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who won their opener 1-0 against Aduana Stars. Now, we have to forget about football for now and look at rackets and balls. And the International Tennis Federation Tour got underway yesterday at Accra Sports Stadium with over 64 players from different countries participating. It wasn't a good start for Ghana as number-ranked Benjamin Palm lost to Belgian Thorben Sanin Sislap 3-6, 6-1. Sanin, who has been tipped to win the championship, says it was a tough cracking opponent there.
It was a very difficult player where I play again, and I played the first set. It was 6-0 for me. It was a good set for me. And second set was 3-6 for Benjamin. He played very well, and third set it was a great fight. It was 6-4 for me. Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah. Yes, Benjamin is a good player. He's the number 1 of Ghana. I have seen a lot of good players here, also from Europe.
So let's move on in the women's division. Anyema Macaulay also lost to Charlotte Mosbeck 7-5, 6-3. Swiss player Leanne Mossman, who won her match in grand style, hopes to build on to win the subsequent games she has lined up.
It was a tough match. First set was very close, 7-6, 7-5 in the tiebreak, and it's quite nerve-wracking, but I managed to stay calm and control.
And of course, winning means a lot to you.
Yes, it's part of the game, and it's my goal always.
All right, so 1 down. What do you hope to do in the next game?
Same thing, just stay calm, concentrated, and just push through.
And after watching the other players here, you think you have what it takes to win this championship?
I don't know when, that's the goal, but just I'm happy with what I have already, so just to play well, and that's all.
So the weather has been a problem for some of the players, especially the European players who are in town. We have to talk about table tennis also, and we have a competition ongoing in the World Junior Circuit, and also the African Junior and Cadet Championship started yesterday at the Trust Emporium. Benedito Wusu was there and comes through with this report.
So the Ghana Juniors and Cadets Open Championship has started here at the Bukom Boxing Arena. This is the hall that everything is happening. This is more or less like the World Cup for table tennis. And Ghana, of course, hosting the rest of the world, and as well as hoping to win some medals. It's just unfortunate that our first game against Saudi Arabia, Team Ghana lost by 3-1. Nathaniel Suma is an official of the Ghana Table Tennis Federation, and he's joining me to tell us more about what's been happening here on day 1 of this great event happening here in Ghana. Nat, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Benedict.
Can you take us through what has happened so far?
Okay, so today Ghana is hosting the rest of the world. We have 68 players coming from 11 countries. We have players coming from England, Saudi Arabia, Costa Rica, India, and Ivory Coast, and a few other countries. We had our first game against Saudi Arabia. The boys lost, but they've never played an international tournament before, so nerves got them, but they did very well. We are expecting the boys to do better, because we've got very good players, and as time goes on, they would perform better.
If you're watching on Joy Sports channel, we're bringing you updates on the table tennis championship as well as the tennis tournaments taking place in Ghana. So something to look forward to throughout the week. You can be part either at the Emporium or at the Accra Sports Stadium to enjoy tennis and then table tennis. The weather is a problem. Let me just test you and see. Do you know how to convert degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
Degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Yes. There's a factor that you have to add to it, 114 or something like that.
Okay, you flopped anyway. But before I go, we've set up an investigation into why DJ Wubeti didn't win the DJ of the year at the 3 Music Awards. Dela Aglanu and Sadiq must explain, and they can do that with a Venn diagram. They have to explain the answer on the Venn diagram.
It's 32.
You look at this guy.
It's 32.
I knew you were going to Google.
It's 0 degrees Celsius equals 32. So which one is 114? Kelvin. Kelvin is 114.
No,
yes,
Charlie, went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The issue why we are having problems with Doomsaw is that technocrats. We have few technocrats in politics. I think there are lots of guys doing humanities in politics. So they play politics with the CD.
The energy minister. The energy minister was the deputy director of ASEP. The deputy energy minister was the executive director of ASEP, and they had
1956. Since 1956.
We are talking about the current problem we have today.
He just came, so the problem was there. I'm reading about the debts that they have to service. How much was it? I saw it on the front page of the Crusading Guide.
There was a 5 billion debt that was met, and we are being told that half has been settled. We are receiving 3 billion a year from ESLA, and we are being told that money is not being channeled towards the debt. But specifically, how much has been settled? Our government is yet to tell us. Perhaps one of the questions that we have to put to the Energy Ministry when they join us today.
And I liked Boache's analysis on the show yesterday.
Ben Boache.
It was just spot on from ASAP. That's how we wrap it up for the Joy Sports Center. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com. If you're a keypad ninja at Ridwan Asante is the Twitter handle, send me a tweet. Let's talk football and every sport you want us to discuss.
Thank you very much, Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. It's 28 minutes.